Hello fellow knights, and welcome to the quote-unquote first installation of a sub-series called Figure of the Month, where I take a look at any figure or merch that I buy or own in the form of a review. So for this video will be a comparison between the fake and real Kirisaki Chitoge Nendoroid. As far as I know, no one has ever covered this comparison in a video before, so it pleases me to be the first to do this comparison, seeing that there are countless comparison videos of different fake versus real figures from various Japanese anime and manga series and franchises. So with that out of the way, it's comparison time! I'll be putting labels on this video as an indication for which one is fake and which one is real. The real one will be at the left side, while the real one will be at the right side. Also, feel free to pause the video however you wish for a closer look at the differences. Let's take a look at the box first. Now, if you never bought or had a Nendoroid in your collection, there are a lot of differences to look between the two copies. Without comparing the two for a second, can you tell which one is the fake one? No? Okay, let's take a look closer by comparing them. On the fake copy, the difference you can notice is that, if my lighting can shine on it properly, is a subtle yellow tint or hue over it. The printing quality isn't as crisp or clean as on the original. On the real one, has much crisp and clean printing quality all around, and the colors are more vibrant. There are some notable details on the fake copy, such as the Good Smile Japanese website that is missing next to the slogan, and at the back of the box too. And some stickers are not present, such as the Sales Outside Japan Only sticker on the front, and the warning for ages 15 plus and up on the back. Speaking of which, there is another copy on the original where it doesn't sport the Sales Outside Japan Only sticker, but the logo of Aniplex printed onto the box. The fake copy doesn't have that logo printed on too. Lastly, the fake one uses a strip of regular Scotch tape on both box flaps, while the original uses a circular shaped tape. But that doesn't stop there. The most differences you'll see will be the figure itself. Let's get them out of the box. Another difference to note when taking the figure out of the box to access the plastic clamshell, take note of the outer box's side flaps, because it's packed under the inner colored backdrop. The real one is not packed like this, as it doesn't look like the white box flaps mess up the color integrity of the inner backdrop. It's also noticeable when you see it through the plastic window when it's not opened yet. When opening the plastic clamshell, you'll notice the fake one has Scotch tape in all four sides, making it tedious to open as it makes it more secure in a way. The real one doesn't, as the clamshell pegs are tight enough to seal both halves together. If you take the tape off on the fake copy, the pegs are somewhat tight but not really tight, as it tends to be loose and floppy. The fake copy doesn't have any pieces of plastic on the joints, unlike the original, as this is to keep the joints and paint clean and tidy. Last but not least, the real one comes with a set of instructions in both Japanese and English languages, for Japanese and international buyers and collectors. And the fake one? Well then, it doesn't come with instructions. Now we get to the spotlight of this video, the figures themselves. Let's take a look at the real one, because why not? The real one looks absolutely freaking adorable. This really takes the cute factor of Chitoge to the teeth in making her in figure form in a chibi style, because that's what Nendoroids are all about, as stated from their slogan, cute to look at, fun to play with, and great to collect. The details on this figure are spot on and again so freaking cute! I'm not sure if I should say likeness here. I mean, sure, it is Kirisaki Chitoge that we all know and love, but depicted in the chibi style. Colors are crisp and vibrant. The yellow blonde hair along with the faded pink at the flowing streaks of her hair really pop, and especially her iconic red ribbon. The uniform is nicely detailed at the collar, shirt, necktie with a little silver clip on it, the baby blue miniskirt, and her black thigh-high socks and brown shoes. Even the face sculpt is nicely done too. The likeness of Chitoge in this style is so freaking adorable. The eyes, the mouth, and the eyebrows are slightly closer to match the normal 1-to-1 anime design. All in all, this figure is cute and great. I highly recommend getting this figure if you're a fan of Nisekoi, or a Chitoge fan, or an anime fan, and collector in general. With that aside, now we move on to the fake copy and... what the f***? Okay, calming myself down for a moment, but seriously, what is this face? Where do I even begin with this horrid bootleg copy? Sure, the sculpt and details are near identical, the colors are somewhat bleached and muted, the red looks darker, and in general, the colors here look absolutely wrong. And to top it all that, oh mother of lemon grab's ass, that face looks like she's been doing ketamine for 10 years. The face sculpt is identical, but the way they did the print for the eyes and everything else is just wrong. It's off-centered and it makes it look derpy. Yep, the ketamine description suits this figure. I'm gonna call the fake copy Ketamine Chitoge for the rest of this video. Going back on the paint real quick, despite the muted colors, some details are sloppy and it just doesn't look right. When comparing Ketamine Chitoge to Kirisaki Chitoge, face prints and alignment aside, another difference is the skin tone. On the real one, the skin tone on the articulation joints match perfectly well, making it seamless, whereas Ketamine Chitoge's skin tone don't match up. It's a different color skin tone that doesn't match the hands and the face sculpt. Also, the plastics used are different. The real one has matte finish, whereas the fake one is more glossy, a crucial difference when buying an authentic Nendoroid. And some parts of the figure may or may not have clear plastic used. Am I hallucinating or dreaming, or is Ketamine Chitoge a slight hair bit taller than the real counterpart? I guess she added in some steroids to increase her height and not her muscles, because geez Louise man, that face is giving me the creeps. Last thing to mention is that when taking the fake one out of the box, it has this weird chemical smell. And oh my glob, it smells weird. Take it out for some air and the smell will go away, but surprisingly, my copy still retains its smell. If you handled or own an authentic Nendoroid in your collection, you already know how it poses and feels like. The joints are smooth like butter, but not too tight and not too loose. That's what she said. The joint tolerances are balanced, meaning that the joints won't break anytime soon and they're not that tight, depending on your copy. It can hold a pose and you can do it to your heart's content. However, if you're posing and playing with it too many times, some of the joints may start to loosen up at the posts that the pegs are pegged in, unless if you're gonna give it a light tap or flick. On the fake one, the joint tolerances are somewhat tight and when you move it, it squeaks. Ugh, that doesn't feel or sound right. The leg joints are loose and even the grip is somewhat loose if you're gonna do a shake test. The neck joint is floppy and the legs are floppy, plus one of them don't seem to hold into place properly because it's so loose. That's not the case with the real one, as it holds the limbs and parts in place, which is a great thing of getting an authentic copy, especially with a shake test. Both of them are solid, but the latter has loose joints. Now we're moving on to the accessories that the figure comes with. Taking a closer look at the accessories, some of the paint apps are messy and sloppy, the limb parts are identical, and the faceplates are obvious on the fake copy. It takes the ketamine description to the next level. Taking a closer look at the accessories, some of the paint apps are messy and sloppy. Again, subtle scratch marks in some areas and the misalignment of the eyes. It's also more noticeable when you put them in poses I'm shown here. Likewise, pause the video to see the differences yourself. Lastly, we have the figure stand. Because some Nendoroids tend to be top-heavy due to the chibi design with a large noggin, plug in the stand part at the back of the figure and it'll stand up. Just like the joints, sometimes the tolerance of the peg on the stand's armature may be tight or loose if you're gonna give it a tap. As you can see, it's a huge difference to each other. The transparent acrylic-ish plastic look on the real one looks a lot more clear and crisp, whereas Kitamine Chitoge's plastic stand and base looks more cloudy and faded. Also, there are some subtle bubbles on the armature as well. The author and manga artist of Shonen Jump, Shueisha, Aniplex, Shaft, and MBS, the studio company that made the anime adaptation of Nisekoi and various popular anime shows that were familiar from this company. On the fake one shows the copyright of Krypton Future Media Inc? Wait, what? Krypton Future Media? Does that sound familiar to you? Ah yes, the company that made Vocaloid and Hatsune Miku. Maybe the bootleg factory doesn't have the time to copy the copyright detail on the real one, so they just grab one of their counterfeit Nendo Hatsune Mikus to save time and pack them up. To wrap up this video, let's talk about the availability if you can still find this figure today. So this figure is your only option of a posable and quote-unquote articulated figure of Chitoge for the time being. Considering that Nisekoi had ended a few years ago, there's no newly released merch of the series today, or not, but hopefully we do. If and only if you can find one in the wild for a good reasonable price. Now don't you worry, GSC partnered shops and other authentic import Japanese retailers may or may not carry these due to how popular Nisekoi is, especially for the characters released in the Nendoroid lineup. Chitoge is somewhat uncommon but easy to find. Onodera, Marika, and Tsugumi are nowhere near rare or impossible to find, as the prices on these three are insane, depending on where you live. But it's best to look around and fish out an authentic Nendoroid Chitoge with a reasonable price, but beware by reading the description of the listing of the figure, in which it might be mint in sealed box, back in box, or mint in box, or used secondhand. At least it's better than buying the cheap, awful common copy of the bootleg Nendoroid Chitoge if you want to have one in your collection, or to get one for your Nisekoi collection, Chitoge collection, anime collection, or your Nendoroid collection in general if you're a completionist. I'd say hunt down for the authentic copy and you won't regret it. Sure, the price may be pricey, but it all depends on the seller and the figure's condition, if it's been played, displayed with, or not. However, if you cannot afford for the real deal, that's okay too, and I respect that. I have nothing against cheap alternatives, but I highly recommend getting the real one as it has a lot of value and the quality is top notch. In conclusion, get the authentic Nendoroid. But wait, there's more! Before I end this video, I have a question for you. Do you want me to make a proper review of this figure and other figures and merch from my collection? This is what this sub-series is for. I'm planning to make reviews in this channel as some people online from neither Reddit or my Discord suggested me to make one, so I figured, why not? Same goes for some of you guys and gals, since some of you enjoyed my DDLC videos all thanks to my voice and rambling. All you need to do is leave a like and comment down if you want me to make reviews like this, and it will count as a vote. A poll will be available on my Discord server, link in the description, to cast your vote for the next figure or merch you want me to review in the next installation of this monthly series. Your help and support is always appreciated, and don't forget to subscribe as it will help me a huge bunch in making more content like this and other gaming content. That's it for this video, and with that being said, thank you guys all so much for watching. Finn the Zombie Knight signing off, and I'll see you guys next time. And as always, stay awesome and have fun, fellow knights.